This is Suzanne Grossman from Mark School of Public and International Affairs Career Services, and I'm going to talk to you for a couple of minutes about resumes in higher education administration. So here we're looking at a sample, and I'm going to point out a couple of things to you about resumes, which hopefully you'll find helpful. So what you'll see is that the formatting matters. I think it's one of the big things that we end up working with people on is just a very clean formatting look. So what's going on here in terms of the font, a very basic level, is a sans serif font, which is a little bit more modern than, say, a Times New Roman. So this is Calibri, which is a font that I'm fond of. And the margins are, to create this look, is 0.5 at the top and bottom, and let's see, and 0.5 around. Now you could do 0.5 on the left and right, or 0.7 or 0.8. It's a small detail, but makes a big difference in terms of a nice frame for your resume. This resume is a one-page resume. The person you'll see here is a relatively recent graduate from undergrad. You don't want a resume that's more than 2 pages. I used to be guilty of having a 3.5-page resume until someone set me straight. So no more than 2 pages. If you're a relatively recent grad from undergrad, 1 page. If you've been out for a while, you can have a 2-page resume. And then, so this person at that point has their education section at the top. And I think if you're a career changer, and that makes sense, you could have your education at the top. If you have a number of years of experience post undergrad, then your education section will appear at the bottom, and you'll just start at the top with work experience. This resume does not have a summary section. We do have some samples that do have summary sections, and those can be useful if you are a career changer, you don't yet have experience in higher education, and you want to frame for the reader, exactly some of your career goals. You wouldn't be putting an objective statement in there, but you'd be listing some of your skills and areas of interest at the top, and you can speak with us about an example of what that would look like. But this one shows the degree at the top, which is nice, and it signals to the reader. I think what's nice about the degree is that it's a commitment to the field in this area, so that the person in this case is seeing that right away. And this is one way to write the degree. You could write MS.Ed here as well. Then they're going in. So this person has different sections. You see there's the work experience section, a leadership and internship experience. Then they've got skills and memberships at the bottom. So these are optional sections, so kind of in a case-by-case basis, you have to see what makes sense for you. But in terms of representing your company name, so you've got, usually an employer wants to see where did you work and what did you do. So what's the company name, what's your title? What's the company name, what's the title? Here we have all caps, again going back to the formatting, and then the title right beneath it. Over on the right-hand side, dates are usually expected along the right-hand side. You don't need to have months. It sort of depends, but sometimes I'll just eliminate the months entirely. It's optional. The location, sometimes on the right. Sometimes I just like to put it over here, right next to the company, and then the only thing you'd see over here is along the right-hand side. So a big part of when we work with people on resumes is we're often working on the bullets, because you want to write the resume accomplishments oriented rather than a job description. You want to avoid things like responsible for, which is more just, this is your job description. You want to be able to communicate on the resume, why was your organization or company better, different, or improved because you were there. And so you need to be thinking along those lines. And like you see here, this person says they created and revised systems. So, and not being afraid to be specific. So this person's listing a specific program that they worked on. Numbers are extremely important. Here you see the number 15, 100 plus events. So if the person had just written implemented events, I wouldn't have the sense of the scope. So was it 2 events? Was it 50? Was it 1,000? So that really is important, and it's going to pop out to the eye as well as you're reading it. So yes, key principle, focus on your accomplishments, not just your job description, and remember to quantify. And remember to use the language of the job description itself. So you really want to look, okay, in the same way as the cover letter, you want to think about what does it say, what are they saying they want, and am I making sure to communicate that? And you can also reorder the bullets, pull something to the top if that makes sense for the job description itself. This person has various things that they did as an undergrad. Again, they're kind of a more recent graduate, and they can talk about those things. And sometimes if you're not in the higher education field, but you did some things as undergrad, you can put that here, and that will make a difference to the application depending on how long you've been out. Don't forget to put your memberships. Professional associations are really important. This person is a member of NASPA. They also are highlighting some social media skills, which in certain higher education jobs, is important in terms of technology. And they've got their computer skills and languages. So this is a very basic higher education administration resume. We have other examples out there, but this gives you a sense of sort of the clean formatting, the font, the types of things you want to be highlighting, and always making sure to match it to the job description itself. So reverse engineering your resume so it's really standing out for that specific job. And feel free to visit Mark's Career Services and make an appointment with one of us, and we're happy to work with you on your resume. Good luck.